All right, this is part two of the Roth IRA video, and we want to start where we left off. So the next stock would be DocuSign. This is a company where uh, you can electronically sign something. And the reason I bought this stock was I bought a recent rental property, and everything was done using this stock. I'm used to going into closing with the cashier's check to buy the property, and the funds I got to the company electronically by going from my bank to their bank, and everything that you will experience during closing, I did it right here in front of my computer, and I just signed it. And I just thought that was really, really cool and something I wanted to check out. So all I knew was the name at the time. I didn't even know if they had stock to buy. And like I try to tell you guys, you see something, you hear something, you think it's nice, Google it, put the name of the company, and then put stock after it, and see if it's a publicly traded company that you can buy the stock. That's what I did, and that's how I found out about it. And I'm doing really well. I pretty much doubled my money. I'm up almost 100%, and I've only owned this stock for maybe, I don't know, 6 months, maybe 7 months. Next stock is actually an ETF. It's called Vanguard Mega Cap Growth ETF. And an ETF is just like a stock. The cool thing with an ETF is an ETF, they will own hundreds or maybe even thousands of companies. So let's just look at what this ETF does. So this is a Vanguard ETF. And here's an overview of the stock. And the cool thing, they're letting you know if you'd have bought this stock 10 years ago in 2010 for 10,000 and you kept it all the way up until today, you would be up by over 44,000. And if we scroll down, you will see some of the companies that they own. So the ETF owns Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Alphabet, which is Google, so on and so forth. And the other thing I want to point out are fees. So ETFs typically have a fee associated with them called an expense ratio. This one is really, really low. So when you see anything 0.0 something or 0.12, that's considered low. This is considered average, something that says 1 point something percent. That's average, and it's really high if you compare the two numbers. Whenever I'm buying an ETF, I really focus on the expense ratio. And the reason I do that, they give you an example. Let's say you invested $10,000 into this ETF. Over the years, your fee would be $165. So 10 years of ownership, you pay $165 in fees. If you had something more like this, 1.05, 10 years of ownership, you would pay over $2,000 in fees. So ETFs are great. I always like to invest in them. Always look at the expense ratio before you buy the ETF. You're looking for something really, really low. And of course, you want to buy the ETF because you believe that that ETF is going to increase in price. Next stock, Triple M. This company makes the N95 mask, and everybody's wearing masks during the pandemic. This is why I bought the company, and I also believe that somebody is going to make an improvement on a mask and be able to hype it and say, "Oh, it's better than the N95 because of I don't know whatever reason. Less germs can get to you." And since this company invented the N95 mask, they have, in my opinion, an opportunity to improve it, market it, and get everybody buying it. So far, though, I'm not doing that well, but I'm not losing. I'm only up 1.46%. Next stock, Scott's Miracle Grow Company. You can find their products like in the Home Depot or Lowe's. It's typically like a fertilizer or, I don't know, maybe a weed killer or something. And the reason I bought this stock, I again Googled the stock and I was just doing some research on Google, and marijuana stocks are really big now, and most of the marijuana companies or maybe marijuana farms, they need to fertilize the marijuana plants, and this is their go-to company. And as you can see, I'm up over 81% since I've owned it, and I probably owned it for, I don't know, maybe a year, between 1 to 2 years. Roku. This is a streaming company similar to Netflix, and I've owned this for maybe a year, and I'm up over 21%. Square. This is similar to like a PayPal, so they do financial transactions. So to give you an idea of Square, if you ever go to a small vendor, so let's say you're at a fair or a concert and they're selling t-shirts, the guy's probably going to have his cell phone and he's going to have this device connected to a cell phone. That device is probably manufactured by Square. So he's going to take your credit card, swipe it through the device to complete the transaction. And I believe Square owns Vimo. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But anyway, I'm doing really well with this stock. I'm up over 65%. I probably owned it for anywhere between 1 to 2 years. Next stock is GoDaddy. And GoDaddy is a web hosting site, and I'm up over 16%. BX is the ticker. The company is the Blackstone Group, and I believe I have this up. So here, Blackstone, ticker BX, and they're a private equity investment management company, and they own a lot of different companies, and a lot of them would be companies that you heard of. So one of the things they might do is a company is going bankrupt, and they'll come in, swoop it up, get it really cheap, and they'll probably, put money into it and try to get it growing again, and then they'll relist it back on the stock exchange so you can buy stock into it. Sometimes, I guess, they might buy it and sell off the pieces or something. Let's go back. QSR, Restaurant Brands International. They own Burger King, Tim Hortons, and Popeyes. And you see all these Burger Kings here. This is just saying that they own Burger Kings in different countries. But I bought this stock because Burger King, they have the Impossible Burger, and black folks, we were going crazy over Popeyes. So that's my logic to buying this stock. And let's see what I'm doing. And I'm not doing well, so please go to Burger King and Popeyes and buy more fast food. eBay. Everybody should know what eBay is. eBay is similar to Amazon. The difference with eBay and Amazon is that eBay, they offer you the ability to buy something on auction. And I'm doing really well with eBay. I'm up over 44%, and I probably own eBay, I don't know, 2 to 3 years. Next stock, IEP, which is Icon Enterprises. And let's check them out. So this guy, his name is Carl Icahn. He's similar to Warren Buffett. And he has a lot of different companies that, well, this company owns a lot of additional companies. So auto parts, energy, metals, rail cars, casinos, food packaging, real estate, home fashion. Let's click here. And he just has a ton of stuff. And one thing I like about this company, I like to get dividends, and this is an extremely high dividend. It's 16.75%. And I'm going to make another video just talking about dividends, but this is a pretty cool company. This is a really high dividend. You don't want to buy a stock just because of the dividend, but I own this stock. But I am actually losing money. So I think I bought this stock maybe a year ago, and I'm down over 31%. The only good thing about this is that big dividend every quarter, I make hundreds of dollars because I own over 81 stocks. Next stock, Southwest Airlines. I bought this stock probably, I don't know, 3-4 weeks ago. And I bought it strictly because eventually everybody's going to start flying again. And they're going to figure it out, be it pandemic or no pandemic. These companies are going to get back in the air and start making money. But so far I am losing money. I'm down almost 17%. Next stock is SoftBank Group. And I believe I have this one up. So this company is based out of Japan, and they're similar to Warren Buffett and the Carl Icahn stock I just talked about. Here are some of the companies that they own: Yahoo Japan, Sprint, WeWork, and a lot of other companies. PayPay Corporation. And the cool thing about this company is they own one of the biggest technology funds, and it's called Vision Fund. And what this fund does is that if you have a new tech company and you need seed money, if they believe in you, they will invest the seed money into you so you can get going. One of the companies that they invested in was Uber. So very early on, before Uber was a publicly traded stock, they invested in Uber. And the last stock I own is a total bust. Totally. It went bankrupt. It's called Frontier Communications. And the reason I keep the stock in my portfolio is just a reminder that I was slipping and I didn't stay on top of my game, meaning I wasn't following the stock. When it was going down and down and down, I should have sold it, even for a loss. Now I lost everything. So as you can see, I'm almost at 100%, meaning everything's lost. And I believe back then I invested $1,500, and I lost the entire, well, almost $1,500. I lost almost the entire amount. So lesson learned from this is watch your portfolio. If you're losing and you don't believe in a company, sell it. If you do believe in a company and it's going down and down and down, you should change your mind and probably sell a stock. Majority of these companies I plan to keep for years, unless I start reading articles that they're on shaky ground, and I'll probably go and sell. All right. Yep, this is it. So if you guys have any questions, please head over to StocksAndRentals.com and read the other articles I have. All right, guys, watch out for the next video.